I need to take a moment here and talk about this guy here. This guy here. I already forgot his name. I'm not very good at names. I probably should have wrote this down, but this actor here voices Vlad Plasmius. You guys can look him up on Google. But this guy voices Vlad Plasmius, or he did when the show was still on air. But sadly, we lost him last week. We lost him last week on Friday. So like a week ago, we lost this guy. He was an amazing voice actor. I think he was Mark Mill or something like that. Mark Mill, or actually, I don't know if it was Mark Mill. It was something. I don't remember his first name, but his last name was Mill. Sadly, he passed away at 80. At least he lived a long life. A lot of celebrities and people in general still die in their 60s and 70s. So at least he made it to 80. But apparently his daughter said he's been fighting, an illness for a long time. So, may he rest in peace. And he is the reason why I'm making this video right now. And I'm doing this outside once again because I'm, doing this inside with, my brother yelling at his Oculus and my dad hollering for him. It can get very annoying and very hard for you guys to hear me and talk over them, so that is why I'm doing this outside. Hopefully everything will be back to normal by next week, though, so, but let's go ahead and get into this. So, let's go ahead and talk about this Danny Phantom episode. So, we're gonna talk about the Phantom Planet, technically, the series finale, technically. Not the season finale, the series finale. I actually had a few picks I could have picked. I could have picked the first episode Vlad appeared in and all that, and I could have done the one where, they go back in time, well, Danny goes back in time and prevents the incident. Those were all episodes, including this one, on my to-do list. And actually, I was gonna do the first episode he's introduced into first. But I chose not to do that simply because I feel like it's only fair I talk about the finale because people are not a very big fan of the finale. People are not a big fan of the finale of this show at all. They feel like it's been rushed and all that, and I feel like it's only fair I talk about this. Personally, in my opinion, Season 3, I still felt like it had some moments going for it. A lot of people did not like Season 3 of Danny Phantom. It felt like it fell off, and yeah, it fell off in ways, they weren't focusing on as many side characters, as they were in the previous seasons, and all that, and they focused way too much on Vlad Plasmius, which I will say that too. Even though the voice actor did pass away, and I did like his character, I still think they, focused way too heavily on him. But this is where the show wraps everything up. And, a lot of shows tend to have, season finales, and either they're good or they don't have series finales at all, and they have questions, a lot of questions still need to be answered. So let's see how well this show handled this. Also, I should say to you before I continue any further, there will be spoilers for the series in general, because I'll be talking about the series in general and all that. So if you guys have not seen the series at all, I suggest you guys watch it first. There's 60-something episodes of the show, so you guys can watch it on Paramount Plus, or you guys can get it on DVD and all that too. Whichever you want to watch it, you guys can watch it. So yeah, basically, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into this now. So So we start off the show. Apparently, Vlad Plasmius steals Frostbite's map and all that again to cause destruction and all that. I'm really not sure exactly what he's doing, but they're all in space. They're in space and they're trying to stop him. I'm not sure what he's doing, but yes, they're trying to stop him from, doing something, and apparently he gets defeated, and I guess an asteroid he causes an asteroid to go to Earth. For some reason, the asteroid is made of made of whatever Vlad calls it, or whatever, like radium or something like that. I don't know, ectoradium. I'm not sure why the asteroid is made like that. It'd be different if it were in the Ghost Zone, but it's not in the Ghost Zone. It's in the real world, so it feels kind of weird to have a random asteroid just floating out in the middle of space like that. But hey, I don't know. I mean, it's a cartoon. Of course, though, they also start to wear helmets too. Yeah, like Vlad and Danny, even though they're ghosts, they start to wear helmets. So I don't know why that is either. To be fair, though, even in, like, a Season 2 episode, Danny was wearing a helmet in space, too, so, I don't know. But yeah, basically, this random asteroid, apparently, Vlad caused it to hit, course, and now it's heading towards Earth. Meanwhile, he's on the planet, causing, trouble with Danny and all that, because apparently he hires these masters blasters or whatever they're called, and they're making Danny look like not the hero and all that. And honestly, the whole thing feels very forced. Like it feels very forced and all that. And then I mean, I will admit they are interesting characters. But, they kind of show up out of nowhere and all that, and I was thinking they could be secretly knowing Vlad is evil, and they're actually working with him to take over the world, but no, they're just pawns. They're pawns for his evil plan as well, as long as with everyone else. So clearly, I feel like they don't really have much of a purpose. I kind of wish they were twist villains and all that. That would have been kind of nice, and because they feel like they could be twist villains, but they're not. They're not twist villains. They just kind of just show up out of nowhere and all that, and they're working for Vlad and all that, and Danny feels useless, so he gets rid of his powers, which, by the way, I'm gonna say that's very stupid, because Danny, has, Danny out of nowhere decides to get rid of his powers, and it just feels very forced and rushed and all that, and, of him getting rid of his powers, it feels rushed, and and the main reason why he does it is because, apparently, he was thinking about doing it anyway, but then he decides to do it because his parents are arrested and all that, and I'm like, basically, his parents have been in worse situations before, and this is what makes him want to get rid of his powers. Like, I feel like it's just forced. Like, why the hell doesn't he just leave his parents' house, Like, why does he need to get rid of his freaking powers? Like, I mean, he could do that and and still be hidden and try to stop Vlad and all that while having to get rid of his powers. It feels out of nowhere, and he's lost his powers before, so I'm like, I don't know, I feel like it just feels kind of pointless. Like, he needs to learn his lesson and all that. Also, his friends aren't supporting him and all that, which, I mean, to be fair, though, he was the hero and all that. He was giving them excitement in their life, but the way they make it, the way that, Sam and Tucker and Jazz all pointed it out, it's like they only cared about him and wanted to hang out with him because he has powers, not because, he's trying to keep them safe. that's why he got rid of his powers. So yeah, the whole, like, everything in this special kind of just feels forced. It feels rushed, like it's out of nowhere, and all that, and it just feels like, yeah, it feels rushed. And I do like the callbacks though, like to some of the stuff, like we do get, you know, like to see a lot of the ghosts from previous, you know, like, you know, episodes and all that, but they all feel shoehorned in. I feel like this special would have been a lot better if it was just a movie, maybe. Like, it could have been a movie instead of being a 49-minute special. It could have been a movie. That would have made more sense to me. Because they could have, you know, a lot of the scenes wouldn't feel as forced. You know, and all that. I mean, I guess to be fair, Nickelodeon probably was on its way to cancel it anyway, so I don't know, like, how this worked and all that, but I still feel like Butch Hartman could have made the episode a bit longer and all that. Like, instead of making it, like, 49 minutes long and having to shoehorn everything in, I just feel it's kind of just forced and all that. And I'm gonna say another thing that really pisses me off, too, is, about this special is, this is probably what pisses a lot of people off, but it pisses me off as well, is, so Vlad Plasmius, you know him, you know how he's, you know, a lonely old man and all that, and basically wants love and all that, and wants to take over the world, right? Well, apparently he, out of nowhere, reveals his freaking secret identity. It's literally out of nowhere, like it feels freaking forced, because apparently he uses his opportunity to, he uses this opportunity to basically, stop the asteroid and become ruler of the Earth. I mean, that part, that makes sense. But what doesn't make sense is how he reveals it. He reveals it out of nowhere, so everyone can see it. And the thing is, though, is he's done this in the past to get elected for mayor and all that, too. And he didn't need to, you know, reveal his identity there. Because he can just duplicate himself, and he can turn himself into human. We've seen him do that in the previous episode where Valerie was in it. You know, because that was the episode where Danielle and Valerie were in it. So, I don't understand why he needs to turn into a ghost and reveal it to the entire world. I guess because it's a freaking series finale, but it just feels forced. Like, why couldn't he just get busted on camera? Like, he had the cameras on, and they saw him and all that, and instead of having him, you know, reveal it out of nowhere, it feels forced. I do like his conversation with Jack, though, and all that. That's pretty nice, but I don't like, too, how he doesn't come back at the end of the episode to help the world out. I mean, I guess to be fair, he is a bad guy, and you know, basically trying to have him, you know, like, he'd have to build trust again and all that, and like, it'd be better to just do that instead of having them shoehorn him at the end to apologize and give back the trust to the world. But I feel like him just leaving the Earth and all that felt kind of, you know, forced and all that, and yeah, everyone knows his identity, but still, I mean, he's come back before, too, and yes, he's never revealed his secret identity in the past, but still, the whole thing just feels forced and all that, and I would have liked for him to come back and redeem himself at the end and help out, because, you know, he felt bad for Jack. You could tell, like, he felt bad, like, and ashamed of what he did, you know, and all that, but of course, because it's a finale, you can't do that, because that'd be forced out of nowhere, even though the entire damn special is basically just shoehorning everything out of nowhere. And speaking of the finale, yeah, the reason why I say this is because all the ghosts, all of them, could come together to help save the Earth, but Vlad doesn't. Like, I would think Vlad would come back to save the Earth, too. But, you know, and all that. But, I kind of get it, too, at the same time, because Vlad, you know, he did a lot of bad stuff and all that, and and tried to take over the world, but all the other ghosts have done so much worse and all that, so it makes no sense to me. But yeah, I don't know, and I gotta say too. Speaking of which, I feel like I would have been nice to see Valerie play a bigger role too, because Valerie in the last episode where we saw Danielle, which I previously just talked about, she mentioned that she caught Vlad red-handed and all that. She could have exposed his identity to the real world, and they could have done it that way. And all that, and it could have helped Danny take down Vlad. That would have made more sense. But no, but no, she only has a couple scenes in there, but she's basically just pushed to the background along with everyone else. So yeah, it just feels very forced and all that. It definitely is rushed. And to be fair, I don't think Butch Hartman was probably thinking that the show was going to end, in the last episode, which is why they had that arc. But I don't know. I just feel like that a lot of questions could have been answered and all that. And he was even making a deal with Vlad was making a deal with the Fright Night and all that, which went nowhere too. So I don't know. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of things they could have done and all that, and I definitely feel like it's all very forced. It's very forced and all that, and I don't know, I think I'm gonna probably go ahead and just give it a score, though. This special, I think, deserves a meh and 50 points. Yeah, this special is very, very mid for me. It is very mid. Honestly, it probably would have gotten a bad, but I do like how, they do have, Techness and some of the other ghosts and the special and all that. And they do, I thought they do try, they try to, try to get everything in there, but the problem is the special is too short. I think it would have been better to be an hour and a half, movie or something, instead of making it this short. Because it feels like everything is shoehorned out of nowhere. I think they could have, added, Valerie in there, and they could have maybe had Vlad have, they could have made him, have a redeeming arc where he comes back and all that, but no, he just goes to space and all that, and I feel like everything just feels very forced and all that, and I don't know, I think it would have been better, too, to have Dark Danny come back, too, from, the Ultimate Enemy, too, because at the end of that episode, it reveals that he was getting ready to escape, he was escaping the thermos and all that, so he was supposed to come back, but he didn't. But I do know that Vlad and Dark Danny do appear in the Danny Phantom comic that I have. Actually, you can actually buy. I got it at Barnes and Nobles. I haven't actually read it. I need to read it. I was kind of saving that maybe for a video down the road. I could just read it to you guys, work on my reading skills, because I lack reading. I was good at math and science in school, but spelling and reading is what I really struggled with. I was even better at history. So, yeah. But yeah, I don't know, but I gotta say though, but yeah, this special is okay in my opinion, but I don't really want to watch it that much, honestly. There's not really a lot to it. I mean, there's a few scenes in here and there that I like, but I don't really like I don't like Danny's friends kind of being upset with him the way they are. I mean, I get they're upset because he just gave out his power, he gave away his powers and all that, and now Vlad has his his ghost his Master Blaster friends. But but again, like I feel like then it felt like more so like they didn't really care about him because they cared about him because he had his powers and wanted to hang out with him, rather than just having to hang out with him just because. And in previous episodes, we've seen him like that, and he split his ghost half up and all that too. So I don't know, but yeah, this special is okay and all that, but I do hope the show comes back, even if we lost the voice actor of Vlad. I really hope this show comes back, and maybe they can find a sound-alike for him. I mean, I'd rather do that than have AI, because honestly, AI would. I don't like how a lot of AI voices are taking over everything, because I like for people to have jobs and be able to make money, but I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and let things go from here, because I'm going to get back inside. See you all later. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. And rest in peace, Vlad Master's voice.